How are you, my friends? How are you doing? I'm here again to share with you my ideas, what we think every single day. Today, we want to talk about the names in the Bibles. In the last 5 years, I've been advocating to my brothers and sisters, Africans, that let's we reclaim back our African name. Let's we take back our identity. I am Ndizeye and I am the voice of African identity. When I say I'm the voice of African identity, what I try to mean is just to continue to share with you the awareness how and why African we took white names and Arabs names. Because of the religions came to Africa. When they came with their belief, and we take their belief because they imposed to us. We thought that was the best way of living, way of life. Some they become Christians and others become Muslim. And who become Christians take Christianity names. And who become Muslim take Muslim names. So which is mean we belong to those two beliefs. And those two beliefs that are powerful. Even now we can see around the world they are the most powerful belief. And those beliefs, since that most of the times there have been the wars. The wars, not the wars of fighting, the wars in the world, the wars will be stronger. The world who's going to take everyone to heaven, the one who will be stronger than anyone, the one who have majority followers. That is the war for the century have been happening. As African, we forgot what our ancestors believed, we rejected everything. Africans, we rejected everything our ancestors have done it. We rejected our names. And for me to say I'm a voice of African identity, I want to come back for our name we have rejected. With my experience, I changed my name. I had a Christian name. I went to church. I been baptized. I did everything. But recently, as I grow, as I learn, as I get exposure, I remove the names always. I'm Ndizeye, Rubasha. So I have two African names. I remove the colonial names. And things we've been talking, especially for you, my friends, Africans, when always we say, oh, our names, we got it from the Bible. The white names is connected to God. That is why you have those white names. Some, they told me that. The one who have the names, they took from the Bible. They took those names because they know they have something to do with God. But I can tell you, Africans, we had more names connected to God more than the white people they have. More than what Christianity they have. Africans have many names connected to God before the Bible came to Africa, before Christianity came to Africa. African names are connected to God. Me, I'm from Rwanda. Many names who connected to God, they are many. Because God was there before the Christianity came. African children have been given names with meaning, names with relative God, names with relative nature, different meaning for the names. But the colonial came, they mix. They say, no, you can't have this name. You can't have two Rwandese names. You have to have one Christian name and your Rwandan names. Or if you're Muslim, you have Muslim names and you have Rwandan names. Why other places they have their own African names, but they can choose whatever they want to believe without changing names. But in Rwanda, it didn't happen. But today, why do you think we can't have African names in the Bible? Is it because the Bible was written by who? By a white person. Do you think he could have put African names there? No. Because he translated Bible in his own language. And he took the names and he wrote them in the Bible. And those names he connected with God. Now, as African, when we take the names, we think those their names we've connected with God. I could say John, James, Jacob. Any African who have name Matthew, they go to things Luke is because those names they are in the Bible. But our African names are more powerful, are connected to God than the white name have ever have done. And I realize the experience here. The white names who have these names, you calling the God names, the Bible names, most of them, they don't even know that. They don't even have that connection with the Bible, with the name they give to things there. A white person here in Australia, his name is Luke, he doesn't know anything to do with the Bible, that name even is there. Or Jacob, no one else there. But as African, still we have that poor mind thinking all these names, they are connected to God. That is why they take them. But you see, that is how they came to us. To change, to interfere in our African names, culture of naming. This is what I'm claiming. This is what I will share. My brother and my sister, I've been telling you this for 5 years. But you can't see it now. But some few, they have started to understand it. African names, we need our African names. African, we need our identity. We have identity crisis in young generation. We have issues how we call ourselves. Some people fear to give their children African names, their names, because if they go outside there, they go to laugh at them. They go to laugh at their names. But you remember, it's your identity. You're not going to change who you are. But because they know who you are. But we try to change. We try to reject our name. But our name represents us. Our names has meanings. You parents, you African parents, you are diaspora. Let's we give our children the names which is identify them. Let's we tell our children who they are before they go out there. The streets start questioning them. Let them be know who they are. Let they take the name. I change my names, it make a difference. My boys change their names, even them they feel difference the way they go out there on the street. It make a huge difference. To take back your identity is so powerful. Because your names is written in the Bible, is not just connected to God. It's connected to because those they are white name, those are Christians' name because that is their culture, that's what they believe. Because called Joseph nothing to do with God in anywhere, anyhow. Or Emmanuel. See, our son, we call him our son Emmanuel. because it says God with us. But African, we have many names connected to God. This is awareness I'm bringing to you. I'm not telling you change your name. But we had to be clear. He had to confuse us to be able to leave our name, to leave our identity, to take what is there. All the crisis we're having now in Africa is first started from since we lose our identity. Because when a man loses identity, lose the most powerful things in life. We have to claim it. We have to, when you test it, when you take your names there, you open everything. You open conversation because of who you are. My brothers, my sister, thank you. Now you have realized now, I changed my names. I keep telling you, call me my new name. Call me my African names. That's how we go to learn. That is how we go to change the way the society sees us, the way the society respects us. By doing that, by changing our names, by taking our African names. African names for Africans. I am here to tell you that. Keep my feedback. I know. I keep telling you, always wherever you say, I speak. Because I'm wearing a tie, because I'm wearing a shirt, because I'm wearing a watch, it doesn't mean I have to leave this traditional and to wear traditional clothing, because I have to show I am African. This is their product. This is their fabrics. And the historians show this fabric, it wasn't even made by the Arabs, the Indians made this fabric. A white man took it and he put his names, put signature on it, and he called it his, and we believe it. But we look good in them. Now, to have looking good and to have your African names is the most proud thing to have. We can still wear traditional dress. We can still mix whatever you can dress. But the clothing is not going to be your identity. Your identity is your name. Let's reclaim our African names. My friend, if you are together, subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to my family podcast, the Rubasha Family Podcast. Thank you.